There was a comment on the video the TikTok you posted, which by the way is doing super well. Awesome shit.
Okay.
But there was a comment on there that was like, I loved every second of this. And so I was like, cool. Well, then you would love every second of the podcast.
Of the full fucking podcast.
And you should listen to it. It's like, damn, if only there was some place where we could get like a whole lot more of specifically this.
Of these two people just talking and
about
having a
subject
good time.
matters that I am interested in.
I haven't read through your notes yet, but I have a feeling we're going to talk about the same thing. More Destiny 2.
Wait, did I? Fuck. Damn it. I was just about to say, I was waiting for you to finish reading, and I was going to say, like, I tried really hard to not include Destiny stuff in this one.
Did you? It doesn't look like it.
Apparently, I didn't try very hard. God damn it.
It's just like, you're fine. Just means I have to play Destiny now. Welcome back to the Atlas Loom, a Destiny 2 podcast thinly veiled as a podcast about something that Diana would give a shit about.
It's a Destiny 2 and John Wick podcast specifically. But Destiny 2 has Lance Reddick, who's also in John Wick. So if you think about it, canonically,
full circle.
The John Wick universe and the Destiny 2 universe are one and the same.
That's how that works.
I have a
100%.
question about John Wick. I think I told you I watched 4.
Yeah, the best one.
So he dead.
He dead.
Is he dead? He not dead.
He
dead?
He dead? I mean, I don't see how he could have not dead. But also they did that fake out in 3, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. It has to die sometime. You know, fucking Keanu Reeves is ancient.
Yeah.
And
I don't want a John Wick 5 that's just John Wick 4 Part 2, you know? Like, I would be happy for them to wrap it up and explore more of the universe.
Well, that's what the Continental's for.
Yeah, and there's also the Ballerina or whatever. I think there's like a movie coming out that's like a spin-off.
I gotta start watching all the peripheral stuff.
There was another like thing that I absolutely thought was going to come back around and then never did in any of the movies, which is then I think again in 2 maybe. Yeah, it's the bodyguard guy of
Cassian?
What's her name who dies really early. Yeah.
God, that was such a good scene when she died too. Holy fuck.
Oh my god. Okay, before we get... All right, but so...
No, this is exactly what I want. This is the whole reason I actually agreed to go on the Atlas Loom with you, is because I wanted this type of discussion.
So, okay,
Welcome back to the Atlas Loom, a podcast about John Wick thinly veiled to something Endeavors would give a shit about.
Okay. Before we talk about how amazing her death scene was, because holy shit, cinematic masterpiece. John and, was it Cassian?
Yeah.
Get into a fight, and it ends with Cassian on a train with a knife plunged into an artery. And John Wick specifically is like, I haven't killed you yet. You have a choice here. You can pull it out and die, or you can like go seek help and get whatever. I thought he was gonna come back. There was no more Cassian. Like the train takes him away and he's in peril.
Yeah.
I 100% thought he was going to be a recurring character. Like I 100% thought he was going to come back and like either help John or, take vengeance. Because his beef didn't end. He just got bested,
Again, the entire series has a lot of themes on vengeance and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
It was probably, and John did the exact same thing to the Bowery King.
Yeah.
And so maybe it was a thing where, and this is just theorizing, as above the table, assuming it's not just the fact that actor was really expensive and they couldn't bring him back if they wanted to, or maybe they were saving him for the peripherals like the Continental and things like that, where they were like, hey, here's this thread that we're going to tie up in a different series.
So you haven't seen the Continental yet?
I haven't.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe he just decided to give up the assassin life and never come back, and that's the implied bit where it's like, hey, he actually made the right choice when it comes to vengeance. God, what a cool series. Fucking love that show. Just the lore behind the whole universe is so cool. Although I still don't know what a fucking gold coin is worth. Everything else makes sense.
I love that. I love it so much. Blades does the same thing. In Blades in the Dark, there's no gold. It's just there's a concept of coin. Coin is sort of a general term that refers to a large sum of money. They give you examples of what coin can purchase. So like you could purchase like, I don't know, I guess an example would be like a car or a nice hotel room for a week or something. So it's like a substantial amount of money, but they just call it coin. And like anything that costs less than coin is like petty cash. Like it's just like you can get it, or like within reason you can get it. The whole point of that game is you're trying to amass coins so your character can retire. Each character has a vault basically, like a stash, and you try to stash away money And when your character has enough money to like gracefully retire at, which is up to you to determine what that looks like for them, then you can retire them. That's like how you win a Blades campaign or a Blades character, as opposed to fucking going into psychosis.
Is your stash just like untouchable, or can you like steal someone's stash and just be done with it?
There's two different types of stashes. One is is your personal stash. I believe it's technically like safe, but I would absolutely assume that any DM would be open to like having it be vulnerable.
Any good DM fucks over the players every once in a while.
But it's like you have like on your character sheet, you have a section that's your stash, and so you can stash coin into your stash. I think there's a rule for you withdrawing coin, like cost coin. So I think it's you can withdraw at a 2-to-1 ratio. Or a 1-to-2 ratio. And I think the idea there is that your stash is like so well hidden that it like takes substantial effort to like go retrieve money from it.
Gotcha. That's a steep transaction fee.
Yeah. Because the idea is that it's supposed to be your retirement fund, right? Like it's supposed to be your out. And if you could just pull money from it whenever, then kind of cheapens it. Anyway.
I can't believe you fucking sprinkled some TTRPG nonsense into my John Wick podcast.
I'm sorry.
There's been something happening in one of the apartment complex buildings where every once in a while, especially at night, especially after the office and like the office is closed, the maintenance guy's gone home, someone will turn on some machinery that sounds like an air compressor or like a really loud electric toothbrush, like that sort of vibrating.
Those are very different things.
Well, it's like a constant drone at a very loud level, and it sounds like almost like a heater, but not like a heater. And it's so loud that like normally people wouldn't be able to sleep. I sleep with earplugs in, so it's fine. But like, what if I want to have someone over? Like I'm not gonna have some neighbor's fucking air compressor ruining my sex life. And it doesn't sound like we have any idea what it is. So all this to say, if you hear a droning sound in the background, let me know and I'll do nothing about it, but I'll complain.
I had shit like that. I bought the apartment before it was like summer and we needed to have AC on, and so I moved all in and whatnot, and then the AC kicked on, and it turns out that like the building wide AC unit was above my apartment window. Oh. And it made this just like horrible loud drone that was just it like broke like the municipal like sound violation levels. And really? I was like I had to buy a fucking like recorder device thing to like prove that like the decibel levels were like above the legal limit or something, and take it to the management, because they were like, oh well, there's not really much we can do about it. And it's like, fuck you, I can't sleep. Like what? I pay you so much money and you can't make it so that my apartment is livable?
What did they do?
Nothing. I moved.
Oh, you just gave up? They either didn't offer to lower rent or anything?
It was years of this. Like I was there for 3 years and I brought it every summer. I was working with other tenants. Like multiple people were like trying to bring a case to them. Somebody was getting in contact with a lawyer because the management company was like Stonewall. It was a big like managed building. It was like a big apartment complex. So like they had their like corporate lawyer office or whatever basically stonewalling us.
Nice.
Yeah. Apartments, not great.
Noise, it sucks.
Noise sucks. What did I say recently? I described Flynn as he just wants to be cozy and he hates noises. And I was like, that's me actually.
That's so relatable.
That's very on point.
Where is he? Is he
not here? He is currently inside.
We're gonna film the episode without our executive producer. Podrucer?
Oh, I can go get him. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. You're liable if anything that goes wrong, though.
That's fair. Well, he'll review the final product. The final product before we publish it. I tried some more advanced puzzle feeders because he's a really smart dog. But the problem is he was too smart for them, and he just fucking destroyed them. He was like, "Wait a minute, I can get from what's under here by just kind of ripping it apart."
Modern problems require modern solutions.
He's a modern man, what can I say?
He's a very modern boy.
He's a very enlightened, modern kind of spirit.
I should probably get music going so I don't have to listen to my own thoughts.
Can't have that.
No.
Gets dangerous sometimes. How are you liking Obsidian?
I haven't dived into it much yet.
Okay.
I put out the framework, by which I mean I made a single vault, and then I got caught up with I can show you it. I have a fat stack of, let me do this. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Oh, you won't. Down here is a giant stack of source books and supplementary material for D&D or other games. And I got caught up sorting through them, looking at all the items and finding ones that would be good to include in Curse of Strahd.
Ooh.
And so y'all are fucked, basically.
Was that Kingdom Hearts?
This is the Tome of Beasts from
Okay.
Cobalt.
Yeah, okay. It was, the camera never focused on it, and honest to God, like blurred a little bit, it looked like the Kingdom Hearts 3 logo.
Isn't it true that Kingdom Hearts has like a storyline that no one really understands?
Yeah.
That's all I've ever heard about that game, and I'm like, this is not the game for me.
I think I told you about Brian David Gilbert and his like Unraveled series and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like he has one of his most popular videos is that. The premise is like, y'all don't understand. I can easily explain the Kingdom Hearts story because it's just the basic hero's journey. He like makes the heroes or shows the hero's journey on like a board. He explains how like if you take these games, it's just this goes here, but then like the joke is that the games are so ridiculous that he has to like keep changing what the hero's journey is and like adding to it, and then there's like subsections of the hero's journey and side sections and time warps and like inverted hero, and so by the end he has this like ridiculous web and he's like, it's so simple, it's just this part, and it just like goes on and on and on.
Charlie Day in front
Yeah, exactly. He's like wearing a suit. He like takes off like the suit jacket on point. He's like, is it hot in here for anyone else? Like getting more and more ridiculous. He did the same thing with the this is not going to mean anything to you, but the Zelda timeline, which is like famously fucked. There was not an official timeline for years, and so the fans like worked really hard to figure out what the timeline is, and then Nintendo put out a timeline, like an official timeline that just made no fucking sense. Like completely obliterated all of the work that the fan community had done and completely undermined all of it. But Nintendo was like, this is the canonical timeline. And like it has like forks and fractures that like no one's like, what the fuck is this? Why is this a thing? And so he tries to go and make the complete Zelda timeline where he takes every single piece of like Zelda themed anything, including like McDonald's Happy Meal toys and shit, and figures out where they land on the timeline.
Oh my god. I love nerds.
Yeah.
Nerds
so
are my
much
fucking
fun.
favorite.
He's so good. I'm excited for the items that you're bringing into Strahd.
Yeah. Items.
Are they items or are they entities?
I mean, they're entities, sort of.
Okay.
One of the entities in this book, spoiler alert, is vampiric blizzards. So, like, that's kind of what we're working with. Surprise, the weather is going to be
Okay.
corrupted.
Have you played Worldbox? You should play Worldbox. That might be something fun for you to do on your stream sometime. It's like a really complex simulation of like a world that's like all like small pixel arty. It's really cute. But you play as just like God. You like place different races and like they just do their thing. They like form towns and alliances and whatnot, and you just fuck with them. And one of the things you can do is blood rain or like rage rain, that is like clouds that rain blood that cause like anybody who gets caught in it goes like feral and just starts attacking anything nearby. So you can just like have a nice big peaceful town and then like throw some blood rain at it and they all just go to war with each other.
It's like that one Stephen King novel that I can't remember the name of.
There's a handful of those.
Yeah, a couple of them.
The man's written a word or two.
Yeah. God, the fucking. You ever watch The Mist? I mean,
that's the one that
like...
starts. Is that the one that starts in? They're all in fucking Maine. Never mind.
Yeah.
Before we start, let me go grab a snack real quick and whatnot.
Sounds good. I'll be here.
Yep. Go ahead and do the bit.
The bit?
Yeah.
Oh God, that bit.
All right, I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Except I don't. That bit. I don't know what to do. Audience, do you want to see my... do you want to see my collection of minis? I don't know if you guys will care, but I got some minis. I got this guy, this chunk. My stream is, I do this thing, not to plug my stream or whatever on the Atlas Loom. God forbid I plug any of my own stuff. But I am painting minis on stream, and my stream decided that I should paint this purple worm guy. Well, the problem is he's fucking broken. I have a shelf that holds all my minis, and it's literally right above my computer, and the amount of times that shelf is broken, I think it's at least twice now. It's got all my minis on it, and my minis have broken several times. And so, anyway, that's all I got for that bit. It's not very exciting. I can show you... Oh man, I feel like a kid trying to show off their Legos. You know, some kid just hands you like a whole thing at Easter or whatever, and it's just like a fucking bundle, and they're like, here, look at it, and you're like, oh, okay, this is cool, and they're like, can't you guess what it is? And you're like, and you're just staring out at like this fucking an amalgamation, a horrifying fucking just mess of Legos that somehow fit together even though they realistically shouldn't in that exact configuration. It's just a bundle of colors, and you're like, I have no idea what this is, and then they get offended. Point being, kids suck and minis are cool. I'm back, but also not really. I just wanted to get my electric blanket because I am so cold, just perpetually, all the time, and I can't really do anything when I'm cold. I don't know if you get that, but if you
just
like
shut down.
Go to a restaurant or whatever, and they have like a heated patio dining area, and they're like, oh, it's perfectly fine, like it's heated, and it's not actually that heated. Like you're either directly and you're directly underneath one of those standing heaters that people have on their porches and whatnot, or you're fucking freezing. So it's either the full fucking power of the sun or cold. And I don't know, I just can't enjoy shit when I'm cold. So that being said, in the interest of actually enjoying this podcast, I'm gonna upgrade my blanket from cold to warm. I might have two, actually.
In the interest of actually enjoying the podcast.
I need to get one of those Atlas Loom ones. Those fancy Atlas Loom ones that we can't talk about yet because they definitely don't exist.
It is genuine.
Talk about it on stream.
I mentioned it on stream, yeah.
Oh, cool. So we can talk about it. I'm buying one of those blankets.
It's so
comfortable.
God. I've been using it nonstop.
I'm gonna have a dono go on my stream that's just like my own merch. And then, oh my God, we gotta get the smallest possible size of Atlas Loom shirt and put Flynn in it. Please, that would be so good.
There might just be dog stuff that we could get.
Oh my God, like an Atlas Loom little water dish or some such?
Yeah.
That'd be cute.
Oh my God. Yeah, someday we should just like hop on a call and just like browse the shit that we want to sell.
Yeah.
The product catalog is huge.
Only downside would be we'd have to like get on a call and talk to each other, and that's like
it's fucked up.
Yeah, it's kind of
Who does that? Imagine seeing you. Fuck. Ugh.
Yeah, sorry to subject you to that.
Yeah.
Fucking gross.
I forget the exact wording. I was gonna reference that YouTube comment again. Something about moving your head. It was something about like you're so expressive and move your head and the camera doesn't like that or something. But
yeah, I sway around a lot.
Yeah.
Anytime I do like a joke or something for emphasis, I'm like this.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking bird. Just like, I hate it. Okay, that fucking video I posted yesterday talking about the hole in my eye, a bunch of comments were just like, yeah, I've had the same thing. I had retinal detachment, or like, oh, I had a hole in my eye. They sealed it shut with a laser. It was incredibly painful. Or like someone was like, I had a puke bucket next to me and I had to use it. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, you know, it's really awful, like having to do that sort of thing. So be sure you get a second opinion. And I'm like, I made that video after the second opinion. Like, this is it. Like, they have to use the laser or I go blind at some point. And they're like, oh yeah, it's, you know, I had it done when I was like 11. I've had like 20 different holes sealed in my eye. And I'm like, okay.
I do not envy you. Holy shit. I'm not good with eye stuff. Like, LASIK was as far as I could go. I did LASIK and it sucked. Well, LASIK was actually fine. After the fact, totally fine. Leading up to it, I was so anxious.
Is it true you can smell your own eye burning?
Yes.
Oh, that would fuck me up.
It's not that bad. I mean, it's weird. The whole thing is just beyond surreal, right? Like at that point, you are essentially blind. You're just seeing what looks like it looks like you're in a planetarium, like it's like a laser show. And
I mean, that's kind of cool. Free
then you
laser
just start
show?
smelling like cooked pork.
Free laser show and barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. Which, by the way, I forgot to tell you, our second venture under the Atlas Loom umbrella is a laser show themed barbecue restaurant. So
I think we could make that work. Yeah, 100%.
There's a strong connection. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was really not a problem. Like I was so anxious leading up to it, and I told the tech guy or the doctor, like, I'm fucking nervous, and they give you Valium or whatever equivalent.
Oh, the good stuff.
It did fuck all for me. Like, it did nothing to calm my nerves. And they specifically give it to you. They're like, okay, sit in this room for like 30 minutes and then you'll come in. I just sat there getting more anxious for 30 minutes. I spent more time in terms of like in the OR, I spent more time being told what was about to happen than I did having it happen to me. Like, it was like 5 minutes, maybe, not even. It's like a minute per eye.
Oh, wild.
Yeah,
so just
and the actual correction itself is like 10 seconds per eye. You're not supposed to cry. I was holding back tears on the drive home because I was already able to see. Like, it's instant. It's fucking wild. they had, as a gag, just to fuck with you, they had a little, like, just simple paper printout clip art, like, meme on the ceiling that I was able to see after the surgery. I couldn't see it going in, and then I come back out, and, like, they, you know, pull you out from under the machine, and there's just, like, a piece of paper of, like, a smiling thumbs up saying, like, congrats, you can see.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's so good.
And then your vision, like, starts to blur again, but then, like, you put on some glasses, and you head home, and you're supposed to, like, take a 3-hour nap, and then you're done. That's it. On the drive home, like, I was being driven, but I remember seeing street signs without my glasses on and being able to read them and being like, holy shit, this is... And then I spent the rest of the day, the rest of the week, I did it on a Friday, spent the rest of the weekend just looking at shit.
Yeah.
I still catch myself, like, sitting far away, looking up at, like, the leaves in the branches of a tree and seeing them sway and being able to see individual leaves and being like, this is fucking crazy. Like, it still feels unreal to me. It still feels unbelievable.
I love how that's a universal experience for people who have shitty eyesight too. Is like specifically the leaves thing.
It's like HD. The world's in HD now.
When I first got glasses when I was in like elementary school or whatever, and I have shit eyesight. And I'm gonna say this for the audience. Whenever I say I have shit eyesight, people are always like, oh, how shit? Like, I bet I'm worse. It's a negative 5.25 in one eye and 4.75 in the other, for those who care. And it was not great. The decline was also incredibly rapid, and it's still getting worse, which is why the retinal tearing is such a potential problem, is because the worse your eyesight is, the more malformed your eye is, and the more higher chance you have of just going blind to that tear. Like, getting glasses for the first time when I was in elementary school, like, it was just, I was blown away. I couldn't stop staring at stuff. It was like a kid, you know, those videos of 2-year-olds getting those, like, wraparound goggles for the first time, which also, how the fuck do you test eyesight in a 2-year-old to know that they're nearsighted?
Unclear.
Wild, right? But, like, staring around at everything and just being like, holy shit, like, the leaves, the trees have leaves and there's detail on
They're
things.
not just blobs.
Yeah.
They're not low resolution polygons.
Low resolution polygons, the Laura Croft of trees.
No, I remember that distinctly too. I was in denial for a long time until, like, I was having trouble reading the chalkboard in high school. And, like, I had, my whole childhood, like, my brother had braces, I did not. My brother had glasses, I did not. And so I was like, I'm special. And then I wasn't special. I needed glasses. I was like, why do I have headaches all the time? I needed glasses. So I remember
That'll be
putting them on.
Endearance's credit in this episode of the Alice Lupus. Endearance, not special.
The only annoying thing about it, I would say, is they give you, like, an eye drop regimen, and it's just obnoxious because one of the drops that you have to take is, like, milky and, like, crusts up on your eyelashes and shit. It's obnoxious. But, like, it gets your eyes, I guess, like, it's like antibiotics or something. Like, it gets your eyes ready to be operated on, so you have to do it.
Question, and this is going to sound weird. Do the eye drops taste weird?
I know what you mean.
So
I have memory of that. Yes, like of like a sharp taste in the back of my throat. Yeah.
Isn't it fucked up how, like, you can take an eye drop and, like, taste it in the back of your throat?
Fucking sinuses, yo. It's
weird.
shitty. The human face is just fucked up. This is a bit of a leap, but, like, the nerves coming out of your teeth, they go everywhere. Like that's why you have, like, oh, my tooth kind of hurts, I can't use my left arm now. Like, it's bullshit.
The human body's fucked.
Body horror.
We were talking about a bunch of different, like, kind of diseases that you can get as a human and also as a not human. We were talking about, like, rabies and how as soon as, like, symptoms show up, you're basically fucked for rabies, and how you get, like, hydrophobia, where you can't drink water because the swallowing reflex gets so fucked up that it hurts to swallow. And even the thought of swallowing water becomes so abhorrent to you because of that pain and that association with that pain that you just can't drink water anymore. And, like, we were talking about the FFI, the familial fatal insomnia, that whole thing where it's have you heard of this?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. So,
and I'm the insomnia boy. I should know this.
It's like this familial genetic disease where if your parent has it or one of your parents has it, you automatically have a 50% chance of acquiring it. And at some point in your life, you just stop being able to sleep. You have such bad insomnia that it destroys your cognitive functioning. It destroys other parts of your neuro abilities, and you just basically stay awake until you die of the effects of not sleeping. There's nothing that can be done, no medicine that can help you. All that can happen is that they can make your transition to death slightly easier.
I've never heard of that. That's wild.
You've never.
I've
So this
never
is
heard
like,
of
and it's
this.
always connected to the fucking Russian sleep experiment creepypasta. It's fucking terrifying. Just the thought that you can't control it. There's nothing that can be done. It's just like, yep, you're on your way out now.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna invoke locked in syndrome. Like,
What's that?
that's the shit that is scary to me.
I've never heard of it.
Lockjaw.
I mean, I've heard of lockjaw.
Yeah,
but
locked in syndrome is a very rare disease where you basically your entire body just slowly becomes fully paralyzed until you're just a consciousness existing in an unmovable husk.
Whoa.
Yep.
How common is that?
It's pretty rare, but it's not like a once in a generation. Like there are people in hospitals who can't even like they are alive and they have brain function, but like not even their eyes can move.
Jesus.
You were just completely frozen. You were locked in.
Welcome back to the Atlas Loom. This is not the horror episode, but everything is just fucking horrifying when it comes to the medical field.
People with locked in syndrome cannot consciously or voluntarily speak, chew, swallow, or produce any body movements below their eyes. Most people can move their eyes up and down, but not side to side.
Oh, God.
And blink. All people with locked in syndrome can hear, have sleep-wake cycles, think and reason, and comprehend people talking and reading to them. So your only method of communication is moving your eyes up and down or blinking.
Jesus.
Ugh. So big bads?
Big bads. On to the horrifying ideas of human nature. Let's fucking go. Let's do it.
Oh, shit. I do the intro. Okay.
You do the intro. Yeah. I love not doing the intro.
I need to get a thing.
I can't believe you come up with these on the spot. I would have like a fucking list written down. I'm about to have ChatGPT write all my intros for me.
I just starred or saved a thing for next Stuff Keeps Happening with ChatGPT is now sharing passwords from other users to other users in responses.
What? How do you fuck up that bad? Oh my God. Damn. Anyway, watch Stuff Keeps Happening for more for more horrifying insights on the AI worlds.
There's also a dude who's running a marathon with a refrigerator strapped to his back. So that's fun.
Is it full of like beer?
It might have like curry or something. It's in the UK, and I think the gag is that he's like a delivery. He's like pretending to be like delivering food or something. But it's like a whole ass mini fridge like strapped to his back. And the police stopped him because they thought that he was a thief, but he's just training for a marathon. He's like, he's raising money for a friend of his that has diabetes. And so he's like trying to do a big stunt or whatever. But he's training for it, and the cops stopped him. And they were like, "Did you steal that?" And he's like, "No, I'm just training for a marathon."
Goodness.
Anyway, let's see. Here's Diana, a woman training to run a marathon with a fridge strapped to her back.
Oh, please.